Can't decide and torn between a romantic, comedy, action, or an indie film to watch for the weekend? Well, Golden State Media Concepts Movie Podcast is your ultimate guide to the latest movies. Join Jordan, Keith, and Mariano as the trio dissects what's latest on the blockbusters. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Movie Podcast.
Running out of ideas for show intros, it's the Golden State Media Concepts Movie Podcast with Jordan, who freshly shaved his beard, Mariano,
who thinks it's almost slightly weird looking now,
and Keith,
who's just down the middle.
It's just down the middle. Your beard looks less homeless than mine did before I got rid of it. So
there it is.
It's a good thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another great episode of Golden State Media Concepts Movie Podcast. Not a mouthful at all. We've got a lot of great movies for you guys, featuring Swiss Army Man and BFG, that big old friendly giant.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you guys want to start with first?
Probably BFG.
Yeah, I was feeling BFG.
Okay,
yes.
BFG, because I cannot wait to talk about that Swiss Army Man.
Contain yourself, bro.
Yeah, no,
you have to make them want to listen.
Exactly.
You're gonna want to listen to this, folks.
Yeah,
okay?
You don't want to give it all up too quick.
Build the thirst.
I can give it all up right now.
Don't be so easy.
You guys are gonna love it.
Have the drink first. Gee.
Okay, so we have Big Friendly Giant. What did you guys think? Keith, can you do that thing where you tell us that?
I hate it when you do that, dude. So annoying. No, I'm not going to do that thing where I tell you. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I loved it. BFG.
I meant the director and the acting kind of thing.
Oh, see?
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. You guys get to hear it.
Yeah, which thing are you talking about, Jordan? Gosh.
Yeah, break it down for us. Who made this weird movie?
Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Yes, he directed this film, and he directed this film, and gee, what has Steven Spielberg directed? Just about everything.
Every good thing, yeah.
Basically, let me see. Well, we can start with what? E.T. That's kind of like a big deal.
Yeah,
just a little bit, right? Schindler's List, AI, Catch Me If You Can, Jaws.
He did do Schindler's List.
He got an Academy Award for Schindler's List.
Yeah,
bro.
I forgot that Steven
Color
Spielberg
Purple.
did.
Yeah, he got Schindler's List was a big deal. He finally got his Academy Award.
Indiana
for that
Jones.
movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys may have heard of this man. I don't know. Seems like he's done a few things.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
I was going to say, didn't he do Jurassic Park?
Yes, he did. But like I
That's
said,
one of the highest grossing movies ever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he kind of rolls that way.
Yeah.
he rolls that way. Steven Spielberg basically gets to breathe and eat, and he's making money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like him when I grow up, huh?
It's impressive. No, I was
he gets to sit there and breathe and just make money while he's doing that. I mean, literally.
Him and Oprah are just
right?
bathing in gold right now.
I know.
Oh, don't compare anyone to Oprah. That's a status that
Steven Spielberg?
Even Spielberg hasn't reached that yet.
Oh,
I don't know. I'd have to put him above Oprah.
Spielberg is royalty, bro. They're let's put it this way. They're both Hollywood royalty. How about
They are.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, they're both Hollywood royalty. No, it's a great film. Yeah, so those are some of the films he's done. I mean, he's done great movies. He's done great blockbusters. When it comes to doing like kids films, I mean, man, first of all, there may have been people who criticize Steven Spielberg saying, "Oh, well, he's just good for like tentpole movies or blockbusters, or he can do kids films. Well, what can he do that's serious?" Well, it takes a real craft to do a great kids film, a film that people can that just transcends for everybody. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah.
he's not a one-trick pony. I mean, like I said, this is the same guy who did Jaws and Indiana Jones. So, yeah.
And Jaws was definitely serious, people.
Oh yeah, that's the quintessential shark film,
right?
The quintessential shark film. That's fun to say.
Yeah, man.
Right behind The Shallows.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's a good one though. Look at you. You've been around Jordan too long. Okay, you made it funny there. I like that. All right.
Okay, so we've got
so BFG. Yeah. So
who starred in it?
Mark Rylance as the big friendly giant, and Ruby Barnhill as Sophie. So yeah, both very lovable characters.
Yeah, all-star cast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This was a great film. I would love to have been there to watch him direct this film.
That's what I was saying. Was
the special effects and how they did all this stuff.
I think you're going to say that with any Steven Spielberg movie. And that, you remember what I texted you after I came out of the theater seeing it, Keith?
Well, you said it was very Spielberg-y.
That's
what does that mean?
Well,
because I don't feel that. I mean, I feel that way about E.T., but I feel that way more about this film.
There's certain scenes in a Spielberg movie that just kind of show a magnificence, like just this kind of intense amazement, almost like you're watching people ride a roller coaster. Kind of like, and you can see even with the special effects, it's a lot of fun. Like, I feel the way he handles some special effects, like, there's a scene where the main character, she's in a car, and you see it kind of, the car moving up and down. It's just, you can kind of see, wow, that's a Steven Spielberg kind of situation. And I feel like his movies have a Steven Spielberg situation in each one.
Okay.
I think Spielberg movies are, the music always kind of adds to that. Like, they do a good job. Like, do you remember Jurassic Park where they open up and then the scene
score?
Is... Mm-hmm. Yeah, the score is really good, but it adds to, like, it's like the visual, like it pans around the island and you see all the greenery and the dinosaurs, but the music adds to it a lot in a Spielberg movie. Like think of the little chase scene music, in E.T. when they're on the bikes.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I mean, yeah. And when you're a director putting a film together, you have to
kind of decide what goes where with the score as well.
You got to consider all that because the score it's supposed to just match it and go with it like that. So yeah, you're right. I mean, when you think of films like There Will Be Blood, the score matches it, so I know what you mean.
And I guess that's kind of what I meant too. You see something that's amazing, and the music really does make a lot for it. It really kind of puts things together, and it kind of makes you kind of like have your mouth open with a big smile, like, oh my God, E.T.'s going home, or oh no, the Jurassic Park's going home, or
right. So this film is basically about Sophie's the main character. She's one of them. She's a young girl who is having a hard time sleeping, and basically, one night, her insomnia actually pays off. She's looking out of her window and she sees BFG. So, and then she gets a little bit kind of afraid about that and runs back to her bed.
Understandable.
And then he sees her see him.
Right,
so
right.
he decides to just take her, and they hang for the whole movie. And it's a pretty good story. It's a really cool story. Of course, there's more to it than that, but it's a great story about friendship. It's a great movie about feeling like an outcast, feeling alienated, and what it's like to find somebody who you can relate to.
I was going to say,
and bond.
I like that. Yeah. I like that in a weird kind of sense. It's almost ironic that two outcasts can become friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun thing about it, are two people that are just out of place. I mean, still very Spielberg-y, right?
Well,
but it's good, though. Spielberg almost sounds like a negative term.
It's great.
Exactly.
It's
so
great.
We don't want it to take away from the film itself.
Right.
It's Spielberg, but it's not just about him. It's just a good movie. It's a good story.
No, it's good.
The actors were good.
I came in it not necessarily being ready to hate it, but I was very neutral about it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Me too.
I mean, there was a couple scenes where I was getting ready to be annoyed. Like I kind of thought, oh, the giant talks in the weird voice. He talks in the weird way. And I thought, okay, that's going to be the whole movie. And then later on, it's like, all right, that's the whole movie. I'm fine with it. Like, there are things that I thought I wouldn't like, and I'm sure if anyone else besides Steven Spielberg made it, those things could get on your nerves. But then those things are able to grow on you and make it lovable.
I'm going to keep it real with you, man. I feel like this movie is maybe one of the best films he's done. I mean, he's done a lot of great movies, but I like this movie a lot. You walk away with a really good feeling. The cast was just great. I mean, the relationship between BFG and Sophie was just magic. It was really cool. And even his talking didn't get on my nerves. I mean, I got used to it like Sophie did.
Were you kind of ready for it to get on your nerves? Were you kind of like, when did you see it, did you kind of get...
No, you know what? I guess I was neutral about it. I just knew I had to see it because I liked what I saw in the trailer. Yeah. And I knew it was something different, so I had to find out what it was. And I'm glad that I did. That's the best thing I can say.
Yeah. It's the best movie I've seen since we started the podcast, definitely.
Wow.
Including this crop. Like, I was really excited for The Purge.
Yeah, well, that's...
I know.
That's coming later on. Yeah.
I understand. I didn't want to say too much about it.
That's the next podcast. Yeah. That's the next movie podcast.
But this is like the most well-made movie and just kind of put together that I've seen in a very long time. I liked it a lot.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because it's like all of a sudden, there's these kids movies competing against each other this summer, and it's weird to me because I'm used to only there being maybe one or two, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. But there's like what, four?
And it's crazy that this is a movie by Steven Spielberg, and you guys are right. I think this is one of his best, and it's not doing as well in the box office as a lot of other movies that are out right now. And I guess it's because of Finding Dory, but I think that this is definitely not getting enough credit because it is definitely worth the time. It's definitely worth the money for the ticket.
I agree.
Well, maybe
it was fun.
Box office sales are one thing, but maybe it'll still get its credit.
Well, it'll pick up too when it goes to rental. And when Finding Dory fades, it's just like when you put anything against Finding Dory, dude. It's just like if it would have came out before Finding Dory, it would have, when you make these movies and you put them out, you have to really be strategic about when you release them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just, but it's a great movie though, and we'll talk about BFG some more, but we have a break right now.
Oh, yeah.
So after that break, we're going to be back with Swiss Army Man. Yes.
Everybody liked it? BFG, good movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, great.
Highly recommend it. I wish I had if I had a daughter or a son, I'd take them to see that film.
Even if you don't. I mean,
exactly. It's just a great film.
If you could just find a daughter or son, it doesn't matter whose, just take them to see the movie. It's a good one.
Yeah, they're typically free.
Yeah, typically.
No kidnapping, but yeah.
No kidding. Okay. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
All right.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And welcome back, guys. This is the Golden State Media Concepts movie podcast, and we just talked about BFG.
And kidnapping.
Which
you shouldn't do.
Exactly. Not even to take them to the film, no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess. I'm on the wrong side, I see. But no, we've got other stuff to talk about, including Swiss Army Man, starring Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes,
Paul Dano.
And Paul Dano.
Paul Dano. Yeah, sorry. Yes. Yeah, but Daniel Radcliffe as a corpse.
That was weird.
Yeah. So let me do my thing, as Jordan says. This film was actually directed by two people, Daniel Scheinhardt and Dan Kwan, and both these directors have also worked together with another film called My Best Friend's Wedding / My Best Friend's Sweating, An Interesting Ball. So I was surprised that it took two people to do this film, but I guess they like working together as directors, because when you watch this film, I had no idea that that was happening. So Jordan, we're going to let you start off. This was the movie that you were very excited to see, so we'll let you do your thing in this regard, and then we'll do ours. Right?
I loved it. I loved the movie, and I think I loved it for a lot of reasons. It was fun to watch. Okay, so
what's the premise, sir?
The premise is about a man who he's stuck on an island. He's just about to die. He's had enough. No hope. All of a sudden, he sees a corpse that is just getting powered, through farts to kind of act like a jet ski. He uses that corpse to travel to the mainland, and then the rest of the movie is their adventures together. Him and the Daniel Radcliffe
corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a movie that's the corpse. It's not just your regular corpse. It's something unlike anything else. It has weird powers in a sense that.
Oh, you don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much, but you guys have seen the trailer. I mean, you know what's happening here. Daniel Radcliffe's corpse pretty much does everything. He's a Swiss Army man. And I guess they're
So that's where the term comes from, like a Swiss Army knife, where you
when
have
I
a knife that can do
name,
everything. Yeah, I was like, what's that mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, but then you saw the film and then you kind of understood.
I was like, is it going to be a man in the Swiss Army? Like,
I know, right? Does he have a whole bunch of knives?
Exactly.
It was a lot of fun watching it, and it was very refreshing. And for a podcast where we're constantly watching, big movies, and each movie kind of has its cliche, or it's had its thing that you can see it coming.
Right.
Things you've seen before. This movie is incredibly unlike anything you've ever seen. You don't know where it's coming. You don't know where it's going. You don't know much else about it except for that this is a new experience. So it was really refreshing, like a 7-Up.
So what Jordan's saying is that he really hated the film.
Exactly.
This was my favorite film of the ones that we're reviewing, and I think it's one of my favorites out of the ones we've seen for a while now. I mean, I don't want to say that and then think back, oh, no, that one was really good. I mean, I really liked Finding Dory.
Mariano, what did you think?
I liked it too. I agree with that statement. It's definitely refreshing. It's new. I didn't even know what to think when we started, like, we pick out the movies for the reviews, and I was like, what's Swiss Army Man? And then I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. I like Paul Dano. Do you remember him in There Will Be Blood?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Yes.
We were just talking about that.
And Daniel Radcliffe, people, for those who don't know, is, he's famous for being Harry Potter.
Yeah, but those of you who don't know don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have to tell them. So,
yeah, that's true. I'm just kidding.
And he's no longer Harry Potter.
This movie tells you that.
Yeah, this movie shows you that he is definitely, as far as child actors are concerned, he has evolved poetically. He is breaking away from that mold. This film, if he didn't do it before this film, he shed that image really well. But go ahead, you were saying?
Oh, I was saying it is refreshing. It's there's like this term that I'm trying to think of for this movie, but it was just so different in a good way. It's almost like a nice little getaway from watching all the movies every weekend,
Yeah, because every movie has this formula that this feels like this is breaking.
Well, not even just that, but it's like you see something that's that new, and you're like, "Wow, I've never ever thought of anything like this," And it was really nice.
Yeah, and it's an independent film. I mean, So my take on it. Well, so where do I start?
I mean, it is really just a lot of fart jokes, but
I think it's more than that. I think that the cinematography was amazing, and normally I don't point that out in these reviews because there's so many things to tackle, but it was exceptional cinematography. It was beautiful to watch, and also the soundtrack was a lot of fun too. You had a lot of fun just watching it. Now there was a scene in BFG where there was a fart joke in it, and I kind of thought, well, this is a great movie, but I feel like I'm a little bit beyond fart jokes at this point. I think I've kind of outgrown them. But then you go back to this. You go back to this movie that has so much farting in it. And I started laughing at it. I had a really good time with it. The farting didn't bother me at all. It was part of a really great original thing that I don't think you can repeat.
Okay. Not for me.
Yeah.
So this movie for me, so first of all, I didn't like how it started at all. I didn't care for the beginning of the film. It was slow moving for me for a while. And then it did pick up for me. I will say that I think Paul Dano's a great actor, and I think Daniel Radcliffe's great. Daniel Radcliffe did steal the show in this film. He did. I was very impressed with his acting. I was very impressed with the physicality of the role.
It's funny because he was a corpse.
Yeah,
he stole it as a dead body.
Well, yeah, I was very impressed with the physicality of that role for him. The film did pick up for me. How did I feel about it? Well, towards the end of the film, it was going in a direction I didn't care for at all, and then it surprised me. Yeah, I liked the film. The ending. So you've heard me say on other podcasts how I don't care for endings of certain films. The ending of this film wrapped it up for me in a way that I have to. Yeah, this film is a good film to watch. I think there are some, a little too much farting going on for me, but
I mean, there was too much farting, but normally I kind of get tired of farting. This time I didn't mind it, and I think it's because it was part of this.
Are we really having a talk about that on this podcast?
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of see farting as like kind of a childish, way to joke about something. It's the opposite of smart, but this movie was intelligent in the fact that it was so bizarre, and the relationship between Daniel Radcliffe's weird corpse person and who was the other character? Dino?
Paul Dano.
Paul Dano, yeah, sorry.
Manny and Hank.
Yeah, Manny and Hank. That's how I know them as in it.
Yes.
their relationship transcended everything. Their relationship wasn't just the typical best friends, or it wasn't the
typical man to corpse relationship.
Yeah. It had like a bit of an older brother teaching a little brother. It had a bit of best friends. It had a bit of a weird relationship thing going on. It kind of seemed that their relationship touched in all aspects of a relationship that you can have.
You know what I liked? Because to me,
it was even a boy and his dog kind of feel to it as well.
I don't know. Well, to me, my thing is it's not so much like relationship because one's a corpse. I just appreciated a couple things. Number one, I've spoken about this in previous podcasts. I really like when someone's crafty in a movie, like 127 Hours of the Shallows. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think the way that Daniel Radcliffe's corpse was utilized to make, because it is just farts, but he was useful. That's why they call it Swiss Army Man.
And it's so much more than farts, for the record, people.
Right, but I mean,
a lot going on.
But it equals a lot of different things. Like, he used them in smart ways and, created different things from it. But the other thing I liked was it almost had like the Wilson effect to me from Castaway. It's a corpse, it's inanimate, but you attach to it to kind of keep yourself happy and sane. That was interesting to me.
Okay. I guess what threw me initially was that it was so bizarre. Even more so bizarre for me, but then it got to be very creative.
Right.
So
that's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what wrapped it together for me. And like I said, and I really, so by the end of the film, the directors were they were very clever with the story, because the way everything unfolded was good. Like I said, I still feel like it started off slow, and I didn't really care for the beginning of it, but when it picked up, it was great, and I really enjoyed the creativity of Hank, of Paul Dano's character, and what he was doing. That's when it started to show life for me, and I enjoyed it from that point on. But it's a one of a kind film, and I definitely think people should watch it.
I think it gives you a WTF feel throughout the entire movie. I think that's the feeling. Like, what is going on? Like, okay, what's happening now? Why is he doing that now? And I think that's what kind of makes it amazing, because at this point, you keep getting surprised, like, oh, okay, now that's happening. Okay, now they're doing that. Yeah. Now he's this and he's this now. That at one point, whenever he does something again that's another original thing and it's completely ridiculous, you go, oh my God, of course he's doing that. That's amazing. Yes, why not? And I wouldn't be able to say why. It's just that, spoilers and everything. But that doesn't matter, so... in the meantime, we're going to have to go to a commercial break. Mariano needs a nap, and Keith needs a Diet Coke. So when we come back, we're going to pick it up with the new wrap-up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
Get some.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA. From the UFC to extreme cage fighting, they got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the GSMC Movie Review Podcast with Mariano, Keith, and Jordan. And we just finished up on two pretty good movies. I really liked BFG, and then there was Swiss Army Man, which I also enjoyed. But
and Jordan, really liked Swiss Army Man, and there was also BFG, which I also really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
So I think it sounds like we approve both movies. I'm more the BFG guy, but I did like Swiss Army Man.
And I'm more Swiss Army Man because this is a movie that I'd really consider buying. Just because it's something that if I'm tired of any little thing when it comes to movies or TV shows, I can see something that is unlike any movie or TV show that out there, and I'll still get that magical Spielberg feel.
There you go again, Spielberg.
I think Spielberg means, like, if I can put a definition in my own word, it's something that's very creative and it feels bigger than it is.
Well, let me hit you guys with the question then. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, here we go.
So, like 1 star to 10 stars, where do you rate BFG, and then give me some examples of some movies that you would put in that same rating category.
That's good. All right. So
you had to add
you've evolved past Jordan with the questions. All right. All right, Mariano. Holding it down. Okay.
And then I've got another one after this.
Ooh,
okay.
All right. That's what's up. So, scale from 1 to 10.
Yes.
I mean, man, in regards to kids' films, it's going to be like number 2 next to E.T. Out of nostalgia.
Okay.
You know, if I never saw E.T., it'd be number 1.
Okay.
Keeping it real. Now, in regards to just top 10 for films, it's going to be in my top 10, probably number 10.
But I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to rate the movie.
Oh, 10 being the best or
Yes.
1 being the worst?
Yeah, 10 being the best.
But BFG's so good, you'd say it's one of the
I was going to say, but that is
movies
important, and I
Yeah,
usually
it's a
throw that
10.
in there too if it's going to be in top 10.
It's a 10.
From now on, if you guys ever think a movie makes it to like a top even 20, let us know, because that's,
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be a 10 ranking. And that would go up there with me with like Empire Strikes Back, bro.
Why?
Wow.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Not that you're wrong, but why? I just want to know why.
Because it was just, you know what, when we go to the films, you go to escape. And I did just that with this movie, like I did with Empire Strikes Back. It's just, I left this film and I felt good.
I
felt
completely
really good.
agree. When you watch like a
Yeah.
2-hour movie and it feels like you were in and out in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it felt really good, you know. And like I said, Steven Spielberg
man.
may not be known because he doesn't usually write films, but he's such a good director,
Right.
and that's his strength. When he directed this film, I felt like I was right there with Sophie, getting used to, BFG's language.
You know what? Maybe
that's true. And can I say this though before we move on, because that's a really good point.
Well, I still
the
want
fact
your
that
answer.
it was 2 hours and you walked out and it felt like 5 minutes. There are not a lot of movies, and we've
That's
been
what I'm
doing this.
saying.
We've been watching
Yeah.
a lot of movies
Yeah.
like in a
Yes.
big
Yeah.
concentrated amount of time.
Yeah.
And this really, that is a big feat. It's a big feat
It
that
is.
you can just kind of turn off. You don't have to worry, because normally if a movie, I'll check and like, okay, this movie's getting kind of long. I was enjoying it through and through. I at no point did I feel like something was kind of stretching a bit. So
You see, that's what I'm saying. And that, to me, now that you articulate it that way, that was the difference between that and Swiss Army Man. Swiss Army Man was a movie that I enjoyed, but I was aware that I was sitting watching a movie.
I agree.
BFG, it's like
I
you
agree.
sit down, then you get up, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
what
actually,
time
Swiss
is it,
Army
you know?
Man was something that I was like, this could have lasted a bit longer and I wouldn't have complained. Not that it needed to. It's just that it felt good. Like
Now,
that was also another.
Okay.
I feel like we've gone through some episodes where even though I really liked the movies, I still kind of felt very conscious of the amount of time I was in the theater. These are two movies that I was totally fine with spending, an entire day just watching it.
Well, where do you rank BFG, 1 to 10? And then give me another example.
Give it an 8. Give
Okay.
it an 8. Yeah.
Example.
If I can compare it to anything that just kind of came out, I'd probably say Central Intelligence. Like as far not as
Interesting. Okay.
as far as a ranking, like
Okay.
I'd say I liked it as much as I like Central Intelligence, where I would watch it again, I would even buy it, and I would show a friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Swiss
Right
Army
on.
Man. If I can go for that one, I'd say that's a 10 to me.
Swiss Army Man for me is going to be like probably a 7.
Swiss Army Man, I'm going to go with like a 7, too.
But you gave a 10 for BFG.
I'm going to go ahead and give... I'm going to give a 9 to BFG.
Which means that you like The Shallows more than BFG.
Did I give The Shallows a 10? I don't
You gave
think
The
so.
Shallows a 10, didn't you?
I don't know. I gave it like a 7.
I can't remember. I know you liked it. But yeah.
Yeah, I liked it, but I gave it like
Yeah.
a 7.
Really?
I gave an album last week a 10.
It's all good. We don't want to digress.
Okay, yeah.
We don't want to digress.
Well, I
will
give
s-
it a 9.
Okay.
Only thing that stops me from giving it a 10 is it didn't really like break me down and build me back up. Like that movie Boys Don't Cry for me was a 10.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay,
watch
so
that
not
one.
enough
That was too much for
breakdown,
me.
but a lot of build up.
What is
Yeah.
like you say,
Yeah.
you go to escape, you go
Yes.
for
Yes.
kind of the emotional like thrill ride, and
Yes.
it had all that,
Yes.
just to a slightly lesser degree than, in my opinion, like the best movies.
Well, 9 is no slouch, bro. It's a 9's good.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what I'm-
good.
Definitely.
I'd say Swiss Army Man's 10, and I'd say it definitely feels like it's in the top 20 movies for me, because it's something that I can come back to and rewatch a few times, because it did have this ability to feel magical. And if you can make a movie that a lot of it involves farting magical, then I think you're doing just a good job.
Can I propose this then about BFG?
I just fear that you're stressing too much on the farting and not the story.
Well, no, and that's I'm
You know what
saying
I'm
that
saying?
I'm
Because
somebody
it's
that
just
doesn't
not-
prefer farting,
Right.
but the fact that the story's so
But-
good that it
But
kind of bypasses
but
that.
my point being though is that it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, no,
we don't
it
want
is.
people to think that film is just about farting.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you guys should know that's.
Okay.
I'm saying that despite involving that,
well,
the
yeah,
story is
'cause
so
we-
great
okay.
on its own that.
Well, can I propose the thought that you say it's something you can watch over and over again? I feel like BFG might just be one of those movies that never gets old.
I agree with you
You
on
know?
that.
No, I definitely think
yeah,
it's going to be timeless, but it's not
I
something that
agree
I
with
can
you on
say
that.
like, yeah, sure, let's watch that again. I'd have to be kind of ready because
Well, that's how I feel about Swiss Army Man.
really.
Yeah, I feel that way about that movie.
But you
Well,
could
well,
watch it again.
probably one more time and that's it. And I have to
Swiss
tap
Army
out.
Man for me becomes like a background movie. Like if I'm cleaning my room, I'll play Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Well, now
Oh,
here's
it's a background movie. for you.
here's what I will say about Swiss Army Man. It does get an A for originality.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll give it that. I mean, that was a different type of story.
Yeah,
And I think
so
really,
I will give it that. So
thing is-
I recommend it, but so if you're in the mood for something that's not mainstream, that's going to make you, that's going to
make you giggle and
make you giggle, but also make you think a little bit more than you usually do when you're watching the film.
Right.
Then go check it out. 'Cause it's definitely an indie film, and it's a good indie film, definitely.
I think that's the thing that makes it so rank so high with me is the fact that its originality it's definitely I
Yeah.
think the most original movie
I-
we've
I-
reviewed so far.
I have to think about that. I don't know about
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
because we've watched a lot of films, but I do think it's a very.
I think it's
an
I
original
can
film.
say that because it's one of the most original movies I've ever seen. To
Well,
me,
if you see, The Lobster was an original film.
oh, that's true. Definitely The Lobster, but this one it kind of breaks a lot of. It breaks ground on things that I've never seen before in a movie. I've never seen.
I think The Lobster did the same thing.
yeah. I think if you watch,
So,
Yeah.
but I just didn't care for the ending to The Lobster, whereas I care for the. So it's like I like Lobster a little bit more, but I don't because the ending to Swiss Army Man made me like the film. I had to, whereas Lobsters didn't. So there's irony in that for me. But yeah, we definitely recommend both films, right?
yes,
Yeah,
Definitely. So check them out. Like I said, and we like to always, we like to give you diversity with the films that we review in our podcast. We don't want to do 2 comedy films or, or 2 drama films, because this is a lot more fun doing it this way. So, and it's also, it's a great coffee table conversation, I would say, food for thought, right?
What's coffee table conversation?
it goes like this. Oh, hello, my dear boy. Have you seen the new BFG movie? It's quite delightful.
Right. Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Quite so, in fact.
Took the missus.
Yeah.
Yes.
I took the missus to see Swiss Army Man, which I don't understand why he wasn't Swiss. He was an English bloke. I know him from the other movies that I've seen as a child.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, that was a great scene, guys. And scene improv.
That's a 10 right there.
There
Yeah.
you go. So yeah, we recommend both films, and I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
Okay, yeah.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all of my friends.
Doom.
So
We had
Jordan,
a lot of
what do you have
fun.
to say? Yes.
I had a lot of fun here. If you guys want to listen to us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. No, not Instagram.
Yep,
sorry,
Instagram.
Instagram. Sorry, yes, Instagram. Man,
plot
we're
thickens.
everywhere. SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. Am I missing anything, guys?
GSMC podcast.com.
My
That's
man.
the one.
There you go.
All right. Well, until next time, guys,
I
we'll be
am-
reviewing.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. That next part of it, we're going to be reviewing The Purge and Tarzan.
Well, The Purge:
And
the election
Day.
year.
Yeah,
and
the third
Legend of
Purge movie, yeah,
and the Legend of Tarzan.
The Legend of
Don't
Tarzan.
just say it like that. You got to be excited, dude.
Yeah.
The Purge,
Here, can I do
election
it?
year.
Can I-
Please do.
The Purge election year and The Legend of Tarzan coming soon.
Oh, priceless! I love that.
Until next time, guys. This has been Keith, Mariano, and Jordan, and stick around. We'll see you next time.
Yes. See you somewhere out in space.